We have some breaking news, and we have an interruption to today's proceedings, because Fiji is honoured to present honorary fellowships to a number of prominent figures in global paediatric and adolescent gynecology. And I'm going to ask Professor Vincenzina Bruni to stay there. I'm going to ask if Ellen could do me the favour and receive the honorary fellowship on behalf of Dan Apter from Finland.
The role of Dan Apter will be played by...
Could I call Irina Tushkina from Ukraine to come up to the podium, please? Thank you. We have an honorary fellowship to the Philippines, to Corazon Almirante. I'm going to ask Angela Aguilar to come to the podium, please, to take the fellowship on her behalf. And finally, I'm going to ask Elisabetta Ferrucci to come and take the podium on behalf of Francesca Navratil from Switzerland. Who's missing? Angela?
Yeah.
Ellen? Vincenzina? There you are, thank you. Each of these five individuals have made an enormous contribution to global PAG. And in the world of Fiji, in the world of EuroPAG, in the world of AusoPAG, you need very little introduction. Corazon has been the beating heart of pediatric adolescent gynecology in the Philippines, where she graduated. And then she went to Boston, then she went to Zagreb. She's been head of the perinatology division at Quezon City, and she's headed the pediatric adolescent gynecology unit. She co-founded the PAG subspecialty in the Philippines, PAGSphil, in 2004, and established the first formal training program in the whole of Asia. First fellowships as well in Asia for PAG, never afraid to tackle obstacles, always putting PAG first, and she actually went and sat the IFEPAG exam in her rather mature years, and that was a testimony to her. So she passed the IFEPAG, the first Filipinos, and in fact the first Asians to obtain this distinction. And she had her unit recognized as a training center back in 2004. She's an author of an atlas in pediatric adolescent gynecology and has been, of course, president of the Philippine Society, the success of which, and it really is one of the successful PAG societies globally, has been a testament to her determination and devotion to pediatric adolescent gynecology. And I'm going to ask Angela to please come and take this award. Thank you. So, everybody knows Dan. He's the director of the Clinical Research Center in Finland, and until 2015 was the chief physician at the Sexual Health Clinic. He specialized in obs and gynae, but also endocrinology, is a docent at Helsinki University. He is so involved in sexual health, contraception, papillomavirus, endocrinology, PCO, and he's published more than 200 papers. He has been a member of the Fiji board in 1995. He became Secretary General in 1998, and then was also president of Fiji, doing 2 stints, like Ellen, between 2001 and 2007. And then after that, he stayed on as vice president as well for another 3 years. He's been a vice president of the European Society of Contraception. He's currently a member of the editorial board of the European Journal of Contraception and Reproductive Health. And I would like to present Dan's honorary fellowship to Ellen on his behalf. Professor Bruni. Yay!
She gets to do it for herself.
Graduated in Florence, and she's still in Florence. She went all the way up to professorship. She was trained by the Swiss gynecologist, Dr. Irma Ray Stocker, and Irma Ray was actually a visiting doctor at Professor Peter's clinic. He founded PAG, and so we have a direct descendant of Professor Peter from Prague. She was the founder and the first director of the outpatient PAG clinic at the Policlinico Careggi in Florence, and has been president of the Italian Pediatric Association from 1990 till 2002. That's 12 years. And then she became honorary president, and there she still is. She is a fascinating lecturer. She's one of the best speakers on the circuit, and a little wonder that she continues to be in such high demand. She's organized PAG courses in Florence for so many years, more than 20 years, and is a renowned speaker. Lots of papers to her name, and most recently, a fantastic book with Mattela Day. She was vice president of FIGIG, again, 2 consecutive terms between 1989 and 1985, and was a FIGIG board member between 2001 and 2004. Vincenzina, my pleasure. Now, Francesca Navratilil, it's a pleasure to welcome a pediatrician to the family of honorary fellows of FIGIG. What a life. She was born in Italy, and then she went to Argentina. I don't know if you knew that. And then came back to Zurich, and she graduated, specializing in pediatrics and neonatology in the States. So she really has been very well traveled. She founded the first PAG practice in Switzerland, and has heavily involved in childhood sexual abuse. Anyone who's seen her video of vaginoscopy in an unsedated young child will realize what an accomplished clinician she is. Francesca has been president of the Swiss PAG Society, holds international PAG very close to her heart. I'm sorry she's not here today. She has been closely involved with FIGIG. She hosted the organization in Switzerland for many years before it was transferred to the States. And she was General Secretary of FIGIG between 2001 and 2004, and a board member between 1998 and 2001. So, it is my pleasure to award this to Francesca. Thank you very much, Elisabetta. Thank you. And finally, Irina Tushkina. Now, you may not know this, but Irina has led one of the very best European training centers in PAG for many, many years. Her passion, her enthusiasm has been legendary. She's been totally committed to PAG, and she has developed it in Ukraine way ahead of most other European countries, with your own curriculum and your postgraduate training program, which I have seen and is really impressive. Irina has been visible in global PAG for many years. She's been an academician at the Ukrainian National Academy, vice president of the Ukrainian PAG Association, and she's head of the department at Kharkiv National Medical Hospital University, being the chief. She is an IFEPAG fellow, and you've been a member of Europag since 2008, individual Fiji member for many years, more than 200 publications, all to your name, and a champion of PAG who has seen her world collapse around her over the last 18 months, and when all her lifetime work was destroyed through aggression, resulting in her having to flee Ukraine to Germany, where she is now safe. always with a smile on your face, and a most modest individual. Irina, we salute your courage and resilience. So we've got 5 PAG educators, all with their distinct personalities, sound knowledge, different experiences in their worlds, all of them passionate about the vocation of service. Today, during this World Congress, we express our recognition and our gratitude to you through this tribute. Thank you. We thank you on behalf of those who have been close to you, and all the girls, all the adolescents, and the young people who you've been able to support and inspire to achieve a better world. We salute your contribution to Global PAG, and on behalf of Fiji, we welcome you to our family of honorary fellows. Thank you. I'm going to move on to Zoran, because we have 2 more little things to do before we have a drink.
Please, you can sit on
Okay.
the place. Yes, thank you. And sorry, Posle. Sorry. Okay, we can continue. You can see what was happened here, and I believe that you understand that this Fiji board, under the conductor's policy of amazing President Paul Wood, prepared so many things. Now I ask Professor Simforosa Chen from Hong Kong, the IFEPAG director, to join me, and we will give the certificates for the new new IFEPAG members who passed the exam this morning, and congratulations to all of us, to all of you. Yes. And Deborah, yes, thank you.
Thank you. You may answer.
I have it here.
And Deborah Walker, yes, from Uruguay.
The new.
Just introduce.
We want to welcome the new IFEPAG fellows that we have today and congratulate them. And we ask please to come here to Delia Musavi, Victoria Croft, Mary Carmona Tan, Marta Floria, Karina Matusiak, Kiriaki Mikli, Daniela Ivanova Panova, and a representative from Uruguay for Carolina Quevedo. Carolina Quevedo.
Representing Carolina.
Carolina, this is Karina.
Karina. Karina.
Daniela.
Daniela? Okay, so this
¿Dónde está Carolina?
and
Carolina.
Well, I'm on
She's
behalf
from
of Carolina.
Uruguay.
I'm from Uruguay. Representing Carolina.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think yes.
We have one final action which I'm very excited about. I'm going to ask Gabriel Tridente to come up to the podium, and we're going to present the very first Fiji's international bursaries. Gabriel, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you to the President of Fiji, thank you to Zoran, the President of the Congress, and I am very honored to deliver the first Fiji bursary to a young lady coming from Kenya and very committed in pediatric adolescent gynecology. I call here Dr. Susan Adongo from Kenya. And I am very pleased to award you with the Fiji bursary, the Fiji Enrico Tridenti bursary, in memory of my late son Enrico. Very pleased, and please. Congratulations. And there is also the cup somewhere. And I am also honored to deliver the second bursary. It is the Fiji COVID Resilient bursary to a young Chinese lady who is not here, and I call a Chinese colleague. What's the name? Sorry. Yes. What's your name, please? Yes.
Instead of
Dr. Jiangui Shi, who will receive the bursary for Dr. Zhao Jingui. I got trained with Zhao Jingui, who is another young lady, very committed to pediatric adolescent gynecology from China. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To you and to the lady. Please. Please. There is also this one.
And now, before we start to rest, I call Professor Olivera Kontić, the president of Serbian Society of Gynecologists, and Professor George Konstantinidis, the president of Pediatrician of Serbia, yes, George, to give a welcome speech, and after that I will finish. Please, Olivera first.
Well, thank you. Dear participants, dear guests, distinguished experts, although for me it seems like it was yesterday, but in reality it has been 28 years since I attended my first World Congress of Pediatric and Adolescent Gynecology. The city was breathtaking, Singapore, and I was very young, fresh new specialist in OBGYN. And yet today, a bit less than 3 decades later, I'm standing here before you with incredible gratitude and utmost pleasure, addressing you all in yet another one breathtaking city, my hometown, Belgrade. On behalf of our National Society, Gynecology and Obstetrics section of Serbian Medical Society, it is my great honor to welcome you. Undoubtedly, one could argue that this is one of the most delicate and important fields of OBGYN. Some would ask why, and I would ask why very shortly because it takes care of the future. From its core to its surface, these fields takes care of our children, adolescents, future healthy young women, mothers, or as I would like to say, happy and productive individuals for our societies. This field requires one's immense love towards it, utter dedication, never-ending eagerness to learn, and humbly said, an exceptional personality. Just take a look at our PAG Society President, Dr. Stankovic, with his co-workers and his amazing team, and you will see for yourself that my words are not just courtesy, but have a very strong foundation. This Congress is a magnificent opportunity for all of us to listen and learn from the experts, from some of the leading world experts, exchange our knowledge and resolve some dilemmas, but also to widen our professional network, socialize, and of course make new friendships. So let me finish by saying thank you for choosing Belgrade for this particular event. However, Belgrade is not just a city and its streets. Belgrade is its people with big hearts, unseen hospitality, appreciation for opportunities, and desire to learn something new every day. I wish you, and I know you will have a fruitful meaning and many unforgettable moments. Thank you.
Hello, dear Professor Stankovic, dear Professor, dear and estimated colleagues. My name is Georgios Konstantinidis, but despite my Greek name, I am President of Pediatric Association of Serbia, and my English is worse even than my Serbian or Greek, so I will read. Okay. But anyway, in this moment, I'm feeling very privileged, really. Without intending to be too sentimental, but protecting the reproductive health of future generation is indeed a noble goal. And I express deep respect to all of you who have dedicated your professional efforts, intellectual capacities, time, and a significant part of your lives to this goal. I'm also delighted that Belgrade and Serbia has been chosen as the venue for this event, and that part of the intellectual community of this society manages to exist as a shining example and be to the forefront of the field it deals with. However, it is not enough to have excellent individuals, as you know. The overall society must also strive towards excellence, particularly in matters related to the health and well-being of children and youth. Without intending to diminish your pleasure at this moment and the joy of your meeting, I must also remind you that unfortunately, the horrific scenes that we have seen in Belgrade 2 weeks ago, and that scenes are very painful still. I think it would not be decent or even possible not to address this. In one case, children were harmed by another child, and in the case of another tragedy, we had the executor, young man who has just stepped out of his pediatric age. I want to say that it is very important to make more stronger efforts around the population of children and youth for their health, mental as well as reproductive, and broadly speaking, well-being. I would like if the well-being of children were in the focus of the whole society, because they are our children, and caring for them is not just a job. Finally, I would like to conclude this speech with a sentence that is dear to me, and in this case, I believe very appropriate. It takes a village to raise a child. Thank you very much, and enjoy.
Okay. And I need to ask my teacher in pediatric adolescent gynecology, Katarina Sedlecki, and my first friend in this field forever, to join us to take a picture and to say, welcome welcome from pediatrician and gynecologist of Serbia to the welcome ceremony. And thank you for the sponsors of the welcome ceremony, the Generali. And you will receive some gifts out now. Thank you.